Happy Pride, everyone! Today I'm going to be doing a rainbow eye, unlike anything I have ever done before. I did it first on my one eye so that I would make sure that it would work. So I'm starting out with my eyeshadow bases, of course. I'm using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Amplifying Eye Primer first and just blending that out with my fingertip. And then I'm going in with the Milani eyeshadow primer and just layering that on top. For eyeshadow palettes today, I'm going in with the Pinky Rose Bright Lights palette, and I'm starting off with the Pop Rocks color, which is a vivid purple. Now I'm going to be doing a cut crease, which is totally new to me. I've never done one before. So the way this kind of works, and I learned this from Paulina Beauty and watching her channel and her tutorials, is that you start with the crease colors. So that's totally new to me. I'm starting on the inner corner of my crease, and I'm layering that purple down with a fluffy eyeshadow brush, and then just really blending back and forth to make sure that I've got the pigment exactly where I want it. What's so new about this to me is that I usually put like a crease color or a transition color through my crease. I don't usually put that much color, but what we're going to be doing in this crease is actually creating a gradient. So I'm next going in with Cloud, which is this bright sky blue, and I'm layering that beside the purple color with the exact same brush. Now you'll notice that I go back and forth between the purple and the blue just to make sure that I've got a beautiful gradient, because the two colors will meld together very nicely because they are beside each other on the color wheel, but you do have to go back and forth between the two colors to make sure that they blend perfectly. Okay, so we've done the purple and we've done the blue, and the next color is green, and I'm putting the bright green color called Smash on the outer corner of my eye. I don't normally put such a luminous color on the outer corner of my eye, generally because I prefer to have something deeper and darker in that sort of crease outer corner area, but I am doing a rainbow, so I have to follow the rainbow colors, and the green goes in that outer corner. Okay, the next part is when we actually cut the crease. So I'm taking the Mary Kay Perfecting Concealer in Light Ivory. I'm putting a little bit on the back of my hand, and then I'm taking a flat, stiff synthetic brush, putting that in the concealer, and then patting it and dragging it onto my eye. The point of this is to create a blank canvas and essentially just completely cut that crease. So you'll notice when I go into my crease with the brush, I'm dragging slowly and precisely because I want that to be very smooth and very clean. So now we're going to start at the top of the rainbow with the red color, which is Tiki, and I'm taking that on another flat synthetic stiff brush and patting that on top of the concealer in the very inner corner of my eye. The point of the concealer is to completely remove the color that would have basically fallen below my crease and create just a blank canvas for the colors that you're going to be putting on top. I'm also using the orange in the middle of the lid. That shade is Dreamsicle. I just forgot to show it on camera. And then I'm following it up with Lit, which is the bright yellow, and putting that in the very outer corner of my eye and then blending that into the green shade. So in essence, I get a rainbow that sort of wraps around my crease, starting with the red, into the orange, into the yellow on my lid, and then the green is on the outer corner of my eye, wrapping into the blue, and then the purple back through my crease. To highlight the brow bone, I'm going to be using an old staple, my Wet n Wild eyeshadow single in Brûlée. I just do this mostly to blend out the crease color because I just find it helps blur out that edge. Alright, so this is another thing that all the cool kids are doing lately, but I have yet to try. I'm going to take a glitter liner and put that between my cut crease. So I'm using the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Liner in the shade Glam Rock, which is really just a silver glitter liner. And I'm lining that exactly between where the concealer was and cutting that through my crease, and I'm dragging it a little bit around the inner corner of my eye. Of course, no look for me is complete without winged liner, so I'm using my Physicians Formula Eye Booster in the shade Ultra Black to create a wing. All right, zooming you back out for foundation, but we'll go back to the eyes in a minute. I'm using my Shiseido Synchro Skin Long Lasting Foundation in the shade Neutral 2. I'm just applying that with a damp beauty blender. I'm not doing anything special. I apply it the same way every single time that I do my foundation, but I know people like seeing this, so I'm showing it to you. And for a long time now, I have thought that Neutral 2 matched me during the winter. Nope, turns out that's not accurate, and it is more of a summer shade for me. So I've been having really mismatched foundation on my neck for about a year now. Yep. Honestly, foundation is one of the hardest things to pick out in makeup for me. I feel like I'm never that good at picking a color match, and I thought this was a winter foundation for me for ages. And when I'm looking at myself on the camera right now, I can see that me applying it on top of my natural skin makes me look paler, and yet when I pull it down my neck, the foundation looks dark in comparison to my neck. So, I mean, it's really dicey picking whether you want to match your face or whether you want to match your neck. Fundamentally, I think I prefer matching my neck because then I've got less of a line happening, but then you have to deal with the fact that you're going to have a little bit of a whiter face overall. All right, moving away from foundation and onto bronzer. I'm using the Fenty Beauty Sunstalker bronzer in the shade Into Sun. A really, really lovely matte bronzer that leans towards the more neutral side of things, so it's not too warm on my skin, which I really appreciate. And I'm putting that in the usual areas, which is just the temples, the backs of my cheekbones, and slightly along my jawline. For blush, I'm going to be using one of my favorites, which is the Urban Decay Afterglow blush in the shade X-Rated. I like this color because it pairs really, really well with rainbow eyeshadow. I've used it so many times with rainbow eyeshadow looks, and I feel like it always just goes. So for highlighter, this gets kind of funny. So I'm using the Makeup Revolution Unicorn Hearts Rainbow Highlighter, and I totally thought I was going to spackle it on with this Makeup Forever brush because I wanted the rainbow to show on my face, and it just looks like garbage. That does not look good. I was not impressed, and I was like, okay, abort. I can't do it this way. So I'm going back in with my foundation sponge and just covering that streak that was happening on my cheek, and then applying a little bit more blush just to cover the fact that I've recovered my face in foundation. And then I'm going in with the highlighter in a more normal fashion, which is just a fluffy brush and then layering it on the tops of my cheekbones. It is quite silvery in the video. In person, I would say it does lean more blue tinted overall, but you do get one heck of a sheen with this highlighter. Okay, moving back to the eyes, I'm taking my flat eyeshadow brush and just taking whatever's on the inner corner of my eyes, that red color, and just dragging it down a little bit because I wanted some sort of basis for the glitter that we're going to be applying later. For my lower lash line, I did this, and I'm not sure if I really like it, but I took the color Shag by MAC and just layered that along my lower lash line just because I didn't want it to be rainbow colored, but I didn't want it to be stark either. It looks okay, but it's not amazing. Okay, moving on to the glitter. I'm going to be using the ColourPop Glitterly Obsessed in the shade Disco Lady. And I'm taking a flat synthetic brush and just dipping my brush into the pot and then layering it onto the inner corner of my eye. I'm not going to be just putting it on the inner corner of my eye. I want to drag it down through my, well, I guess you'd call them eye bags, but I don't really consider myself to have eye bags. I'm just dragging it down on the lower part of my lash line below my eyes where people would normally put concealer. I just want this to look like a rainbow explosion coming from the inner corner of my eyes. You will find with this that you need to place it and then drag it. I found that worked the best for me. And unfortunately, the camera is really picking up that glitter as being more like silvery iridescent, which it is, but there is actually a lot of color in it as well. So it kind of just fits with the whole rainbow theme. In person, it does show up more colorful than it appears on camera. I'm going to skip through the next part quickly because I hate doing my brows, but I'm using the IT Cosmetics Brow Power in the shade Universal Taupe to create that bottom line of my brows, and then I'm filling in the rest in with the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in the shade 1. For mascara, I'm using a longtime favorite of mine. This is the CoverGirl Clump Crusher Mascara. I do use the water resistant one, by the way, because I feel like that lasts better on my lashes. There is no true waterproof one, but I feel like the water resistant one is excellent. For my false lashes today, I'm going to be using the Kiss Blowout Lashes in Pompadour, which honestly, the first time I saw these lashes, I thought they were ridiculously large and would not suit my eyes, but I've been wearing them in a lot of videos recently and I really like them. To finish out the eyes, I'm going to be using the Inglot Kohl pencil in the shade 05, which is just a nude neutral color, and layering that on my lower waterline. For lips, I'm keeping it super simple. With a rainbow eye, I always prefer a gloss, and today I'm using the Bite Beauty French Press gloss in the shade Salted Caramel. And that's it for my Pride 2019 makeup look. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy Pride, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
One thing.